here today. So, but I do want to get into one thing I think was kind of an interesting topic. Niners Nation had a question: who has been the unsung hero of 2023 thus far for the 49ers? And it's
I got one.
It's they have the article that they're quoting here is a Nick Wagner article, and he writes about 4 different guys. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if any of his are on your list. So who he's got 4. I'll tell you who his 4 are. You tell me who your number 1 49er unsung hero of the year is.
Diamador Lenore.
Diamador Lenore. Yeah.
Yes.
And that is one of his.
Yeah. He says Diamador Lenore is my unquestioned unsung hero for the 49ers. He's not only I don't want to disrespect him and call him a surprise, because that would say like we didn't expect much. But for how he's playing, he's a bit of a surprise. Like he's not just playing better than what he did last year, which was okay. Like he wasn't bad last year. But like, dude, Demo is playing his ass off, man. He's physical, fast, tenacity. He's played 2 positions this year. Last game he played, he should have had 3 picks. As a corner, he's becoming one of the emotional leaders of the defense, dog. He's nasty, he's chippy, he's sticky in coverage, he sticks his nose in the run game. He's a gang tackler. He's always trying to get the last out of you. I mean, he's the perfect nagging type of corner that you want. The type of guy where you're just not comfortable with him on the field because you're like, where's this little motherfucker at? Like, Demo has really impressed me. He's really impressive.
Yeah, no, that's a great call. You think about it. The Niners struggled going into the bye with the Bengals. In 5 games since the bye, the Niners are tied for second in points allowed per game. They're only giving up 13 a game. They're 7th in the league in opponents' QBR. They're 3rd in the NFL in yards per dropback allowed. The Niners' 41 pass breakups plus interceptions since week 10 are 13 more than any other team in football. And you were totally right to highlight Lenore, Coach, because Lenore's given up only 1 touchdown this season, and it was a broken play in week 13. Steve Wilkes has praised his physicality in the run game. He ranks 3rd on the team in tackles with 67, and his 4 pass breakups, and he has got 2
as a corner.
Yeah, he's been great.
3 on this, like being top 3 in tackling on any defense is impressive.
Yeah. Oh, this kid's physical.
3 on any defense as a corner is very impressive. But being top 3 on any defense in the NFL as a corner on a very good defense. He's not just playing around with guys giving him stats. Okay.
Oh, he's good. He's so good as a tackler inside.
We're going to have to pay that kid, man. We're going to have to pay that kid. I'm telling you.
He's good.
If his trajectory is more like, dude, we used to think that, I keep forgetting our slot corner that was with us before he left. K'Wan Williams.
Yeah. He's better than K'Wan.
Yes. I don't even want to say it, but it's the truth. K'Wan was timely, right? He was efficient. He picked his spots. Dude, Demo is on 10 every play. Every play. He's like the corner version of Dre Greenlaw.
K'Wan was a big hitter, but I think Demo's a better cover guy than K'Wan.
Yeah.
He's got better coverage ability. It's funny. Here's what Shanahan said. He said, I can't say enough about Demo. Wherever Demo stays at, he always gets really good at it. We need him in both areas, which puts a lot of stress on him, but I can't tell you how happy I've been with his style of play. Yeah, so no doubt. I mean, how many guys can play the boundary, step in at a moment's notice into the slot and not miss a beat?
Come on, man.
And actually, those are really different positions. I mean, one position, you're a corner outside using the sideline as a defender. The next moment, you're the 2-way break as a pass defender. You got to defend that. And you're almost like a linebacker. You're in the box and you got to make plays against the run. So different skill sets. And yet this guy does both roles really well.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, playing corner is not the same skill set. There's 3 different types of positions at corner, right? Really 4, right? That dime situation is a whole different set of skill set too. But for him to essentially, if we're looking at this is kind of like taking Dre and Fred goes down and saying, all right, well, Dre, you're the mic now. You call everything. You make all the calls. You run sideline to sideline. You don't get to go downhill anymore and just go seek and destroy. Now you got to carry tight ends and slots up the seam. You got to carry the wheel routes. And then for Dre to do that at a higher uptick or at the requisite level as Fred, everybody would be ridiculously impressed with Dre, right? There would be everybody. That's kind of what's happening with Demo and the fact that we have always had a problem ever since we lost K1. I don't think we ever really had anybody in that slot position. I think we forgot about not having anybody there because Jimmy Ward was so versatile, right? Yeah. And being able to have Jimmy in there kind of made us forget the fact that we don't have a true corner at that slot, at that nickel position, right? But us being able to have Demo where he came in and was strong enough. It's not that slot corner or nickel corner rather is a inferior position. It's just a very different position compared to boundary corner, right? And the fact that he came in and we were kind of looking at him just being good at his position, and for him to be good enough to get bumped down and still be better than what he was on the outside, he's showing a lot, man. He's showing a lot. We're going to have to pay him too.
No doubt. No doubt they're going to have to pay him.
He's earned it.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been really good. That's a good one. I'll go with another one. I'm going to go with Ambry. I'm going to go with Ambry Thomas. You know, Ambry Thomas emerged as a starter late in the 2021 season. Then 2022, he struggled. He put on weight. He wasn't as good. You know, Shanahan was saying this week that he thinks Ambry's playing the best football he's played right now. Since stepping back into the lineup for Oliver, Ambry Thomas has 4 passes defensed, which is tied for 5th in the NFL. He's got an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And Shanahan said he's gotten better every week. He says, I've been really happy with him being ready for this and how he's improving as he goes about it. To me, if you said, what's the big turnaround in the 49ers? It's when they took Oliver off the field, they put Ambry on the field, and they put Lenore in the slot. And I just think Ambry he's a really underrated athlete. He's almost a prototype size, 6 feet, 195, long arms, really tough against the run, but he's got great body control. Even the touchdown coach that he gave up to DK last week, the coverage was perfect.
He was right there. He was right there.
I mean, it was amazing how they snuck it in behind him there. It was a perfect.
I was surprised he caught it.
I know. It was amazing too, because Thomas was flipping around and he just missed making contact with that ball. It was almost like ball slid around the foul pole or something like that in baseball. But yeah, it was a great.
It kind of just slipped right over his shoulder.
I love the way Ambry's playing. You know, he's improved every game. It seems like he plays with a ton of poise. He's good against the run. He's good against the pass. He's given them more speed on their defense. And to me, he's been a really underrated guy. Now, Nick Wagner, who wrote this article about the unsung heroes, also listed Aaron Banks at left guard, and that's a good one too. Banks has been really good. I mean, the Niners are dominant. Thing. They're dominant running to the left right now. They lead the NFL in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. They're 3rd in yards per carry when running left behind Banks and Trent. So Banks has been really, really good.
Yeah, I love where Aaron Banks he's been playing hurt actually. So what's very impressive about Aaron is that he's actually, usually when you're playing and you're in the throes of your career as an athlete, you're trying to progress from year to year. But every now and then you kind of get those nicks, those bruises where you're not really getting better. You're just trying to survive, right? Because you're so hurt, right? And honestly, from what I see with Aaron is that he's having a real pro season where everything isn't going perfect for him. right? He's had multiple injuries. He's had the toe, then he had the pec and the shoulder. I believe it was the bicep, not the pec. He had the bicep. He was out for a game, came back, and he's just battling, trying to get through the season and doing it at a high level. So that's what we saw out of Aaron coming in. When Aaron first came in, he had a little bit of issues of his body. All right. He had to get stronger, a little bit more stout. He did that, came back, had one solid season, and he's coming to put more into his sophomore season as a starter. And I'm impressed with what he's done. He is, in my opinion, our strongest offensive lineman. Okay. As far as point of the attack, if you had to get one lineman to get one body off the line of scrimmage with penetration up the field, I would take Aaron Banks over Trent Williams doing that. Trent's a little longer in the tooth. You got to get him moving in space for him to be a little bit more dynamic. He still is class personified of who he is as an offensive lineman, but just the youth, the pop, the strong hands, the pad level. You see all of that from Aaron. Even when he's in his stance, he looks pretty in his stance. Rooted, feet down, heels dug in, and he's always helping out Jake Brindle on the backside. Another thing that I like that he does is that he's got very good spatial awareness with how he stays in phase with Trent, stays in phase with Jake on backside scoops and frontside combos. He's doing a very good job in pass protection. Also to kind of help supplant those injuries, especially that bicep injury. You're noticing that his set, he's not necessarily he's not soft setting anymore, where you can soft set, probably take a guy's first move, initially punch and get rooted into a defender. He's hard setting a lot more. He's not giving guys a lot of real estate to get across his face and being able to set guys up at the line of scrimmage and come back. You can't do that without good feet. You cannot do that without good pad level and a strong base, especially when your arm ain't work. You got a weak wing. So Aaron is battling and he's doing very good, particularly because he's not 100%, not even close. I'm impressed with Aaron, what Aaron Banks has done this year.
Yeah, he's been good, and he's going to be their starting, guard for the next decade. I mean, he's going to have a long career. One of the thing I like about Banks is like his walk around weight is probably within 5 to 10 pounds of his playing weight. He's not one of these guys that has to lift tons of weights to maintain the size. I mean, he's naturally a huge guy. He's naturally 320 pounds. So he doesn't have to lift weights and get up to his weight and get down. It's hard when you got to keep putting that weight on artificially. He's a naturally huge guy. It's funny too, because he's got a 1-year-old, and he showed me a picture of his 1-year-old. His 1-year-old's like, he's like walking around in clothes for like 5-year-olds.
Got a little cub. He got a little man cub on his hands.
I mean, this kid is huge, absolutely monstrous. But yeah, no, Banks has been absolutely phenomenal. And the Niners, as I said, they lead the NFL in running to the left. And a lot of people have asked if that's a problem. Well, I'm sure they could load up on the defensive left side or on the defensive right side against the left side of the offensive line. But, then they'll run the other way. But yeah, I mean, it's a dominant combo with Williams and Banks on that left side. So yeah, the other guy that, so those are three of them that Nick mentioned: Banks, Lenore, Ambry Thomas. The fourth one, do you want to guess who his fourth unsung hero is?
Fourth unsung hero
for the Niners?
Man, I want to say if it would be an unsung hero, it would have to be either.
It's got to be somebody that nobody talks ever about.
Exactly. It can't be a name. So if we're unsung hero, Mitch Wisnowski,
yeah,
he's been doing amazing jobs with fielding punts, man. Was it him?
Yeah.
I was right?
Good. Yeah, you got that one right. Mitch Wisnowski.
Yes, it was Mitch. Yeah. Mitch has been doing fantastic. Phenomenal. Yeah.
To make the Pro Bowl through 13 games. He's having his best season. He's attempted the 6th fewest punts in the league because the Niners don't punt a lot. His 42.9 net yards per attempt is 10th in the league. But it's his ability to pin guys with the touch inside the 20. He's got a league-leading 15 punts where he's dropped all 15 inside the 20, 10 inside the 10, 4 inside the 5. And look at this touch, actually. This is pretty amazing. He's got a league-leading 15 punts that have come from the 50-yard line or closer. And he's dropped all 15 inside the 20, 10 inside the 10, 4 inside the 5. But how about this? 0 have been touchbacks. So he doesn't kick it into the end zone.
I mean, that's remarkable to be able to have that type of control. And dude, I gotta be honest, man. Were you not surprised with how fast he was?
He's a great athlete, huh?
Was he not fast? Like, everybody was surprised that the run. I was like, dude, he is moving. Mitch Wisnowski was out there scooting, boy. So yeah, I think he's done a great job. Like, only reason what tipped me off to Mitch is that we do have these frustrating games where we're making teams go to whole field, man. We're making them go to whole field. He's doing a great job, right? Which is kind of
valuable,
crazy to me, because I'm trying to figure out where. I know there's somewhere, but where in our special teams are we doing bad? Because we're ranked like 28th in special teams, aren't we?
Some of the coverage units. I mean, we saw Eskridge get 66 yards. We've seen some coverage breakdowns recently, right? But yeah, I mean, Tabor Pepper, Pro Bowl probably. Jake Moody's been very, very solid.
He's been solid.
Wisnowski's been incredible. George Odom, before he got hurt, was among the league leaders in special teams tackles. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Wisnowski has just been absolutely amazing.
That motherfucker was moving.
He's you know, there's this guy's been totally dominant. He's third in the NFL in percentage of punts pinned inside the 20. He's pinned other teams inside the 20 48.8% of the time. Mm-hmm. And he's first in percentage of pinning teams inside the 10. He's pinning teams inside the 10 almost 28% of the time. And he's first in the NFL in percentage pinning teams inside the 5, 11.6. He only has two touchbacks on his 43 punts. So the control, that's it. When you have this kind of defense and you got a punter that's got great touch and can stick it and pin you inside the 20, give you long fields, you're starting every drive at the 8, the 10, the 12. And so, that's a big part of winning. Those secret yards, where you start drives are absolutely crucial. So, yeah, no, I think that's a good one. Mitch Wisnowski has been one of the unsung heroes for sure.